Back in 2015, you may have heard of a 32-year-old woman by the name of Kate Steinell who was shot and killed by Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez, an undocumented illegal immigrant. This is someone who has several felony charges here in the United States and has been identified by local police as an undocumented immigrant. However, he's never been turned into immigration and custom enforcement agents, and this is basically due to the sanctuary laws that San Francisco has in place. Now, there are currently about 40 million immigrants here in the United States today, and of those 40 million, about 11 million are undocumented immigrants like Juan Lopez Sanchez that are hiding in the shadows that have been created by these sanctuary cities. Many of these undocumented immigrants have felony charges, weapons charges, are involved in gangs, have both sex and physical assault charges. I feel that we need to defund these cities that are choosing to ignore our federal laws and harbor these fugitives. We need to take action and help them realize that for every one of their actions, there's a reaction. Our country, I feel, needs to stand in solidarity, and we need for our U.S. cities to comply with federal laws. We shouldn't be political pawns in this game that they're playing, and these officials need to realize that the only people that they're harming are us, the American citizens. If they were to actually listen to the citizens, I feel that they would realize that most Americans support following federal laws and turning in these illegal immigrants instead of harboring them and continuing to refuse to comply with ICE detainer requests. Now, you're going to hear from the opposition that those that oppose sanctuary cities are racist, but I think this couldn't be farther from the truth. As a matter of fact, most Hispanics agree with detainer laws, and these are people much like my parents who immigrated here from other countries seeking a better life, but they did it through the proper channels. They don't just want to take from our country, but they also want to give back to our country. You're also going to hear that immigrants are good people, they just want jobs and a better life. Well, I don't know about you, but I was always taught that good people don't break the law. You're going to also be told that sanctuary cities are good for local law enforcement. If the immigrants aren't afraid of being turned over to ICE, then they'll be more willing to report crimes. Am I the only one seeing something wrong with this statement? These are the criminals. They are the ones that actually need to turn themselves in. You might even be told at some point that illegal immigrants have rights under our 10th Amendment, the Don't Ask, Don't Tell clause. Congress cannot force a city or a state basically to give them any type of status information regarding immigration on its residents, but they have a moral obligation, I feel, to the citizens to protect them, something that they've fallen short on, like they did with Kate Steinell. Now, I'm sure everyone has his or her idea of an easy solution, but I do feel that there are steps that our country can take right now to end illegal immigration. Defunding these states that choose to be part of this resistance, I think, is the first step. The Department of Justice clearly outlines that any recipients of grant money must follow all federal laws. We need to stop fighting the strengthening of our security, the strengthening of our borders. I feel that a detailed report from immigration on criminal aliens that have been released by sanctuary cities may help. I think if the public is hearing and seeing what's going on, they're going to be more inclined to demand compliance by their local officials and demand that these immigrants are detained for ICE. Now that you see the problem, I'm going to ask you to go out and educate yourself. Don't take my word solely from it. I've brought you some of the facts. Now I think it's your turn to look a little deeper. Research what a sanctuary city is and if and how it benefits America. We need to defund these cities that make a ridicule and a mockery of our country, and we need for them to realize that Americans will no longer be treated as second-class citizens to illegal immigrants.